Alrighty, hello everybody. Welcome to today's video where today we'll be talking about some more Sonic the Hedgehog lore. How fun, I know. Anyways, so today we'll be discussing about the classic Sonic timeline, and specifically regarding around the first four games of Sonic 1, 2, 3 Knuckles, and Sonic CD. Now regarding for these games in a timeline, well, Sonic Origins obviously tells us that the timeline goes Sonic 1, Sonic CD, Sonic 2, and then Sonic 3 and Knuckles. However, despite the game telling us this is the correct timeline, there's still some people who think that Sonic CD should actually take place after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and today I'm going to be completely debunking that line of thinking and why Sonic CD does in fact take place in between Sonic 1 and 2. Like, definitively. Now, you might be wondering, well, if people are making the claim that Sonic CD takes place after the I guess, trilogy of the Sonic games on the normal Genesis, well, what is their evidence? They only have really one big piece of evidence that I think is not very good, but we'll get into that. And their piece of evidence is Metal Sonic in Sonic CD. You might be wondering, what does Metal Sonic have to do with this? Well, they bring up the fact that in Sonic 2, 3 and Knuckles, and CD, there's all a robotic version of Sonic that you fight in a boss fight. Sonic 2 has Mecha Sonic Mark 1 in the Death Egg. 3 and Knuckles have Mecha Sonic Mark 2 in, like, Angel Island zone. And Sonic CD, well, obviously has Metal Sonic, that we know. And they bring up the, I guess, evolutionary chain of sorts with these robotic imposters. Mecha Sonic Mark 1 isn't really a good Sonic replica. Mecha Sonic Mark 2 is a bit better, but, like, you know, he's more bulky, but taller than Sonic. Not a good, like, copy of Sonic. And then Metal Sonic is Sonic but a robot. He is like the perfect Metal Sonic. Like the perfect robot to copy and surpass Sonic. And which is fair enough, right? That line of reasoning does seem pretty good when you're taking it to a surface level knowledge. However, I'd say that using this piece of evidence is a bit more nuanced. So, let's try to explain how Eggman could go from Metal Sonic, probably one of the most perfected robots, best robots he's ever created, to something like Mecha Sonic Mark 1 and Mark 2. Well, thanks to Origins, we know that the timeline goes Sonic CD, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Now, when looking at all three of these robot Sonic counterparts, all next to each other, kind of notice something's a bit off, right? One of them is not like the other, and that one specifically would be Mecha Sonic Mark 1, because he isn't blue, he's silver. That's why he's also sometimes referred to as Silver Sonic. Now, you may be wondering, why is that important of a detail to point out? Like, as long as you're not colorblind, you should be able to tell, right? Well, there you go. Well, see, we can use this piece of evidence to say that, well, Eggman wasn't done building Mecha Sonic Mark 1. He didn't even have the time to give him a blue coat of paint. So this is an incomplete Metal Sonic, or Robot Sonic, which would explain how it's a supposed downgrade from the Metal Sonic that we're used to in Sonic CD, is because he's not a finished robot yet. And how do we know Mecha Sonic Mark 1 is an unfinished robot, besides just speculating because he's a different color? Well, easy. In Sonic 3 and Knuckles, we see Mecha Sonic Mark 2, a direct upgrade and completed version of Mecha Sonic Mark 1, showing that yes, indeed, the Robot Sonic from Sonic 2 is a incomplete robot and not finished, whereas the Mecha Sonic in 3 Knuckles is, because he's blue. He has the coat of paint after all. And so, there you go. Now you might be wondering, well, Metal Sonic's still stronger of a robot, right? Like, you know, he's still more powerful. I mean, like, he's always keeping up with Sonic, especially in the newer games. That's because that's Metal Sonic in the newer games. That wouldn't necessarily apply to Metal Sonic in CD, since we know Eggman always upgrades Metal Sonic, like, every time he loses or whatever, right? Now, so Mecha Sonic Mark II, well, how is he stronger than Metal Sonic? Well, Mecha Sonic Mark II has more boss fights than Metal Sonic in CD, and he has the ability to harness Chaos Energy and actually turn Super, unlike Metal Sonic. So, objectively speaking, Mecha Sonic Mark II is a better and stronger robot than Metal Sonic. So no, Metal Sonic isn't an upgrade of Mecha Sonic Mark II, at least when it comes to CD. If we're talking about Metal Sonic from Heroes, then yes, that Metal Sonic is indeed a upgraded version, or a stronger version, or stronger robot than Mecha Sonic Mark II. But we're not talking about Heroes Metal Sonic, we're talking about Metal Sonic in Sonic CD. So yeah, there you go. So, I think I've properly debunked, I guess, that piece of evidence. And, you know, thanks to Sonic Origins, we do know that the definitive Sonic timeline is Sonic 1, CD, 2, then 3 and Knuckles. There ain't no CD happens afterwards. After all those games, just doesn't happen. And any other piece of evidence, they try to bring up some like timeline stuff, but or like some passage of time things, even though we know, at least from like the in-between cutscenes of Sonic Origins, these games really don't take that like the time between each game is not that long. If not, it could just be straight up like minutes afterwards. In the case of from Sonic 2 to Sonic 3, since it seems to since Sonic 3 seems to happen almost immediately after the ending of Sonic 2. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I don't know, like and subscribe and comment, I don't know, algorithm or something, help me get on that stuff. So yeah, see you guys later.